Hey there nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Chiefskate, and welcome to Way of the Underhive, your ultimate guide to Games Workshop's gritty and immersive skirmish game Necromunda. Whether you're brand new to the dark depths of Hive Primus or a veteran looking to sharpen your skills, this series is your go-to resource for mastering all aspects of the game. From gang warfare to campaign strategies, we've got you covered. And on today's episode, we're going to discuss playing a Venator game in your campaigns of Necromunda Hive Secundus. In this video series, we'll give you 4 starting rosters, one for the Archeotech Alliance, one for the Malstrain Alliance, a Malstrain Corrupted gang, as well as a Secundan Incursion gang roster as well. We'll talk about the fighters that'll make up your gang and how to use them on the tabletop and provide our insights that you can use to dominate in your next campaign. So because this video will be a little more of a deeper dive, I will put timestamps in the description box down below, so click and navigate to the part of the video that interests you the most. So that being said, let's talk about playing our Venator bounty hunters in the depths of Hive Secundus. So first of all, let's go and talk about the playstyle for this gang. We have a good balance of gameplay between both shooting as well as close quarters battle. We can pretty much handle most problems with the gang roster and the equipment that we actually have equipped for you. You can pretty much engage most targets within the 12 to 24 inch range, but you also be very comfortable in shorter range games between 6 inches to 12 inches with your shooting. At the same time, we have a pretty good balance as well as close combat as well. Any weaknesses that this gang might have, especially if you're playing as an Archeotech Alliance, your Abyssal Ferryman team will shore up your weaknesses. And because it is a Venator gang using the brand new rules released from Broken Bone Dry, the new supplement from Necromunda Apocrypha, it is a smaller elite strike force because we're using those Venator rules to help you out. Ideally, you should be using stealth cover as well as concealment in order to defeat your enemies and then striking from cover, but if any trouble comes your way, you'll be more than equipped to deal with it. So up first, this is going to be the Dustwall Exterminators. This is going to be your Archeotech Alliance roster at 1000 credit starting roster. The skills that you will have to start off this gang are going to be combat, cunning, shooting, as well as savant. And the way that this narrative worked for this gang is that in the shadows of the Underhive, the Dustwall Exterminators, a Venator gang pledged to the Archeotech Alliance, prowl for ancient relics. Each member is a specialist in death, destruction, and survival. With homely fine skills as well as access to advanced technology, they are a deadly force on the battlefield. When it comes to this gang, coordinated combat using Overseer and Fast Shot will create chain devastating attacks and overwhelm your opponents with this list. It's also got a very flexible arsenal with a mix of plasma, grenades, as well as melee weapons. The Dustwall Exterminators can handle both ranged skirmishes and brutal close quarters engagement. At the same time, they also have really good distinction control of the battlefield, position rattling hunters in this roster, and use your beastmen to disrupt enemy formations, and use your vehicle to disrupt enemy formations by using heavy fire support and fast repositioning for your strongest fighters. The Dustwall Exterminators will be a deadly, relentless, and cunning force in the depths of the Underhive, and they are the ultimate hunters and the last thing that you will ever see. First of all, let's talk about your leader, Colonel Jens Pavlo, who's going to be a house hunt leader at 230 credits. This character's got the 5-inch wound allowance, 3+ weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, and toughness, as well as wounds, 4+ initiative, 5 leadership, 5 cool, 6 willpower, as well as 6 intelligence. Now this is going to be a skilled commander with a plasma pistol as well as a power sword. Jens is a frontline leader who enhances her crew's effectiveness using Overseer abilities to do larger double activations for her fighters. She's taking a House Escher legacy so that way she has good access to her weaponry, and they use the Overskill skill to give crucial extra actions to heavy hitters like Cage Dakar, which is another fighter in your gang, or Nissa Creek, which is another powerful fighter. Keep her in cover while providing support fire with your plasma pistol, and deal with anybody that comes up close in close combat using that power sword. The second fighter in this game is going to be Slim Harsker, which is going to be an Ogre Hunt champion rated at 210 credits. A hulking presence, Slim brings close range devastation with his combat shotgun, and with hip shooting he can move and fire in the same turn, making him a terrifying flanker. He's going to have mesh armor for 5 armor save, combat shotgun with salvo and shredder ammo, as well as hip shooting. The tactical tip for this character is deploy Slim on the flanks and use hip shooting to catch enemies off guard. His shredder ammo is perfect for taking out multiple targets at once, using that template attack and be able to move up twice in order to engage his enemies. Your second champion is Cage Dakar, another house hunt champion at 225 credits, an expert marksman armed with a plasma gun as well as photo goggles. Cage excels to mid to long range firefights, and his fast shot skill allows him to fire more frequently than most. He's got a 5-up armor save with that mesh armor as well as good photo goggles to see in all visibility conditions, and we're using the House Daylight Legacy in order to purchase these weapons for the reduced costs and points. At the same time, he's got a 5-inch mid allowance, 3+ weapon skill, strength and toughness, 2 wounds, 4 initiative, 2 attacks, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 7 willpower, as well as 7 intelligence. The tactical tip for this character is to prioritize high value targets with Cage's plasma gun, use photo goggles to ignore low light penalties and strike enemies in hiding in the dark, and you also fire twice with that weapon with simple actions. After that, we have Nissa Ice Creek, which is a house hunter specialist costing you 145 credits. We're taking a 5-inch wound allowance, 4+ weapon skill, ballistic skill, 3 strength and toughness, 1 wound, 4 initiative, 1 attack, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 7 willpower, as well as 7 intelligence. Equipped with a grenade launcher, Liska is a versatile fighter who can soften up enemy targets or force them out of cover. With the tactical tip for this character, use frag grenades to scatter grouped enemies and crack grenades to punch through heavy armor or high value targets. Keep her at mid range for maximum flexibility, and with those photo goggles, she'll be able to deal with the visibility conditions of Hive Secundus. Our next two fighters are River Guzzlewit as well as Silent Sloan Havelock. These are both Rattling Hunters at 35 credits apiece. These stealthy sharpshooters excel at sniping and sneaking, and though lightly armed with las guns, they can pin down most enemies from a distance. They're equipped with las guns, and with that sniping, sneaking, and slopping special rules, they'll be able to recover better in case anybody takes lasting injuries with a 1-6 chance of bringing them out of recovery. Sneaking makes them more difficult to hit against, especially if they're behind cover, and sniping, of course, they can reroll any hits of one with their las guns. The tactical tip for these two fighters is position the Rattlings on high ground early on, using sneaking to avoid detection and apply steady pressure on exposed enemies by firing those las guns and keeping your enemies' heads down. The last fighter that's going to make up your original Venator gang is Gygos the Chemfiend, a Beastman Hunter costing 120 credits. Equipped with mesh armor, auto pistol, chain axe, feral warriors, as well as a friends on conditioning skill, he is a melee savage melee specialist with a chain axe and auto pistol. Gygos charges headlong into combat, enhanced by friends on conditioning. He's a berserker who's hard to stop. At the same time, will have any immunity in case you want to give him a friends on collar or daily doses of friends on to fight on the tabletop. The tactical tip for this character is to pair Gygos with Colonel Jens Pavlo for overseer support, enabling multiple charges per turn, focusing on disrupting enemy lines and overwhelming isolated targets. At the same time, you'll also have access to an Abyssal Ferryman team, and this is going to be led by Lycian Thrall, a ferryman skipper. Armed with a comet pistol and power sword, Lycian is a fast-moving leader with excellent offensive capabilities. Fast shot makes him a serious threat in close combat. He's equipped with mesh armor for a 5 armor save, as well as an armored undersuit to bump that up to +4. His combat pistol is an auto pistol with a hand flamer, so that way he can use template attacks at short range with a strength 3 flamer. He's got a power sword because those things are extremely powerful and especially defensive with the parry skill as well as fast shot. Now Lycian's stats are going to be 5-inch mid allowance, 4+ weapon skill, 3+ ballistic skill, 3 strength and toughness, 2 wounds, 2 initiative. It's got 3 attacks, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 7 willpower, as well as 7 intelligence. Now for the tactical tip for this fighter, combine fast shot with his comet pistol for devastating short range attacks. Use an armored undersuit as well as mesh armor to absorb any incoming fire while advancing, and if anybody gets in the clinch with him in close combat, chop him down with that power sword. Up next is Steel Skin Iroga, which is one of your ferryman rig hands. This character's got a 4-inch wind allowance, 4+ weapon skill, 5+ ballistic skill, 5 strength and 4 toughness, 3 wounds, 6 initiative, 2 attacks, 10 leadership, 6 cool, 7 willpower, as well as 9 intelligence. This character's got a flak armor for a 6-up armor save, as well as a combat shock with salvo and shredder ammo, as well as a power maul for a backup weapon and a hip shooting skill as well. Now the combat shock and the power maul make him a reliable enforcer at close ranges, and his hip shooting ability keeps him mobile while maintaining rapid fire with his firepower from that combat shotgun. For For the tactical tip for this character, use Yagora as a mid-range fighter who can switch between suppression and melee as needed. His shredder ammo is deadly in tight spaces, especially with that template attack, and if anybody engages in close combat, smash him in the head with that power maul. And then last we have the Moonstalker, which could be your ferryman steersman. This could be the gang's heavy support platform. The Moonstalker is equipped with track locomotion to deal with any kind of dangerous terrain that you might run into. At the same time, we have a mining laser as well as a transport cage. This is perfect for delivering devastating firepower while protecting your fighters while transporting them across the battlefield. We also have a nitro burner to make the vehicle a little bit faster, so that way it can make up for its track locomotion, and an easy turnover engine just in case if you run into any problems with your engine by taking damage. The tactical tip for this vehicle is to use the mining laser to eliminate high toughness targets, deploy the transport cage to reposition key fighters quickly, and apply pressure on enemy objectives. Now, for those of you who are interested in playing the Dustwall Exterminators as a Malstrain Allegiance, you're going to use exactly the same 1,000 credit roster that we mentioned before, but you get additional 400 credits in order to purchase vehicles for your gang. We still maintain the same combat, cunning, shooting, and savant skills for the gang. And for the background narrative for this gang, rumbling through the dark corridors of the Underhive, the Hellcat is a nightmare on wheels. This heavily customized Wolf Quad is not just a vehicle, it's a weapon of terror, spraying flame and chaos in its wake. So let's talk about your vehicle, the Hellcat. It is piloted by a Guild of Coin Hauler. It's going to cost you 400 credits. It is a Wolf Quad equipped with a heavy flamer. It's also got reinforced armor, a ram, all-wheel steering, nitro burner, wheel skies, as well as headlights. It is a fearsome machine built for speed and destruction. Equipped with a heavy flamer and armor to withstand punishment, the Hellcat is perfect for sprayer-heading assaults and breaking enemy lines. The reinforced armor ensures it can endure sustained fire while closing the distance. The nitro burner and all-wheel steering provides superior maneuverability, allowing it to reposition quickly or escape danger. Wheel skies turn the vehicle into a rolling death machine capable of shredding anyone unlucky enough to be caught within its path to run over your enemies. The headlights also help it cut through the gloom, giving it an edge in low light conditions. Now, when it comes to using the Hellcat, my tactical tips for you is to use close range devastation by using that heavy flamer to clear enemy infantry clustered in the cover. Drive straight into their lines and ignite key choke points with that flamer. At the same time, you can also use shock and awe to your advantage by using the combination of both the ram as well as a wheel sky to make the Hellcat into a lethal vehicle in melee combat. Target exposed fighters and pin them down with relentless charges. You can also use it to disrupt enemy tactics. With its speed and agility from all-wheel steering as well as nitro burner, the Hellcat can easily flank slow-moving opponents or block crucial escape routes. And lastly, the Hellcat, oddly enough for being a Wolf Quad, is also extremely survivable. With reinforced armor, it makes it tough to take down, allowing the Hellcat to stay in the fight longer and drawing enemy fire away from more fragile alliances. Now, suffice to say, once you hear the roar of the Hellcat's engine and see the shadows bathed in flame, it's already too late, resistance is futile, and there's just no escape from the inferno. So once again, let's talk about using the Dustwall Exterminators as a Secundan Incursion gang at 1,000 credit starting roster, still maintaining the exact same skills, only this time the skies of Hive Secundus belong to the Yield Hunter, who's going to be your Spire Hunter leading this gang. The Yield Spire Hunter is a winged death from above, known for their unmatched speed and deadly accuracy. They yield as a living missile platform, dominating the battlefield with hit-and-run precision. This leader stands at the pinnacle of the incursion, combining agility with overwhelming firepower. And your leader will be Correa Amir Ulanti, your Yield Spire Hunter. He's going to be the leader of your gang, costing 220 credits. This fighter is equipped with Yield Hunting Rig as well as Yield Wings, paired Yield Missile Gauntlets as well as the Gunfighter skill. The Hunting Rig will enhance armor and targeting system designed for high-speed flight as well as rapid strikes. The Yield Wings grants unparalleled mobility, allowing for swift repositioning and attacks from unexpected angles using those winged blades. The paired Yield Missile Gauntlets provide dual missile launchers built into the gauntlets for devastating range volleys, and when combined with the Gunfighter skill, the master dual-wielding firearms able to unleash a storm of missiles with unmatched accuracy without suffering that twin guns blazing special rule. This Yield Spire Hunter is a terror from above, and when they use those twin paired Yield missile gauntlets, they can rain death on the enemy, firing precise salvos of multiple targets in rapid succession. My tactical tips for you is to use this character's aerial supremacy to fly above into elevated positions and to control the battlefield. Use hit and run tactics by striking fast and relocating to avoid retaliation. keeping the enemy disoriented and on the defensive. With that gunfighter skill, you'll be able to engage multiple targets simultaneously, overwhelming your opponents with concentrated firepower. And since your leader also has a pretty good psychological statistics, coordinating your gang's moves from above, providing both fire support and tactical guidance, will do a lot to help out your gang. With unmatched mobility and raw firepower, the Yield Spire Hunter is both a commander and an executioner, and few can stand against their relentless assault, and none can escape their wrath. From the shadows of the spire, death comes on wings of steel. And once again, we still have Cage Dakar, the House Hunt champion from the original 1000 credit roster, fulfilling the exact same roles as before. We're using also Niska Ice Creek to fulfill her role within the gang, as well as Riffer Guzzlewit, one of your Rattling Hunters. And finally, Silent Sloan Havelock also makes a return to fulfilling the exact same roles from the 1000 credit roster. Same thing with Gagos the Kim Fiend from before as well. And this is going to make up your Secundan Incursion gang. Up next is going to be your Abyssal Ferryman team with Lycian Thrall as well as Steel Skin Yagora, being able to support exactly the same ways they did before with your Archeotech Hunter list. And lastly, your Moonstalker also makes her appearance once again. The heavy tracked custom rig will be able to transport your fighters and engage heavily toughness targets with that mining laser. Last but not least are your Dustwall Exterminators being played as a Malstrain Corrupted gang. Bio-horrors of the Hive, the Malstrain Corrupted are no ordinary gang. Twisted by ancient Xenos influence, they are a nightmare come to life in the Underhive, and at their heart lies the terrifying Malstrain Genestealer, a lethal predator's razor-sharp claws and unnatural speed make it a death sentence for anybody caught within its path. And when combined with the ferocity of a Venator gang, you're creating the ultimate lethal combination of both skilled fighters and close combat deadliness. Leading your gang is going to be Jens Pavlo, once again your House Hunter leader at 230 credits, equipped exactly the same in the previous list, but this time though we're now including the Limb Taker, which is a Malstrain Genestealer at 270 credits. This is going to be one of your champions with mesh armor with razor sharp claws, venomous bite, bio booster, dodge, evade, nerves of steel, as well as rain of blows. The Malstrain Genestealer is a living weapon designed for one purpose: slaughter. With razor sharp claws that can slice through armor like paper and a venomous bite that poisons victims, this Venos abomination is deadly in close combat. With its bio booster, it enhances recovery, keeping the Genestealer in the fight longer than most. With dodge and evade, these skills make it incredibly hard to hit, especially in open terrain or while moving from cover to cover. With nerves of steel, it keeps the Genestealer calm under fire, allowing it to keep moving despite enemy suppression and avoiding being pinned. And with rain of blows, it maximizes attack output in melee, turning every close combat encounter into a whirlwind of destruction. For your tactical tips on this fighter, choose the closer the distance quickly. The Genestealer is nearly unstoppable in melee combat, so use terrain and cover to close in before the enemy can focus fire. Prioritize high value targets first by targeting enemy leaders, heavy weapon specialists, and elites, and once the Genestealer engages, very few will survive its wrath. And use the bio booster wisely as well. The Genestealer can regenerate and cover from damage quickly, making it ideal for extended engagements. And finally, use evade and flank to avoid prolonged firefights. The Genestealer is tough, but it's vulnerable at range and always aim to attack from the sides or the rear. And filling out the rest of your gang is once again the House Hunter champion Cage Dakar with the plasma gun, equipped exactly the same way as before to cause some massive long range shooting with that plasma gun and fast shot. And Niska Ice Creek also makes a return, this time packing a grenade launcher with their House-like legacy, so that way you can suppress your enemies with either blast templates from the frag grenades or the crack grenades for high armor targets. Rounding out the rest of your roster is going to be River Gustavwith, your guys' Rattling Hunter at 50 credits. Be able to snipe at long range with that last gun. And lastly, for additional close combat support, we got Gagos the Kim Fiend, your Beastman Hunter at 120 credits as well. And lastly, rounding up the last 400 credits of your roster, the Hellcat once again makes a return, doing what it does best, running people over and lighting them on fire with that heavy flamer. And that's going to make your Malstrain Allegiance list for this campaign. So there you guys have it. In conclusion, the Dustwall Exterminators Venator gang for your campaigns of Necromunda Hive Secundus is going to be a smaller gang with room to grow. More videos to follow, of course, for all the different gangs involved within the Necromunda setting. And if you end up using it, please let me know. I'd love to hear exactly how this gang worked out for you. I don't really have a chance to actually play test my builds, so if you end up using it for your campaign, tell me how it worked out for you and in the ways it can be improved. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions for other gangs, please put them down in the comments down below. And if I like your idea, I'll give you credit and make a video about it as well. So that's good to with you guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is valuable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the greatest hobby news related to this channel. I am Commander Cheapskate. That's good for this one. I will catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.